Okay. Well, welcome to our National Glam Training Night for June. And boy, we had a wonderful May. I'm so excited for everyone. You know, when I think about where we were just a little less than 3 months ago and everything that was just crazy in our brains and in our worlds, and to see how far we've come as a company is just remarkable. And I'm sure we're happy that things are settling down. And you know, one of the really amazing silver linings is that we have learned an awful lot about what we're capable of as businesswomen, and our company has learned what it can do in the virtual world. That's going to become very important for us moving forward as a company and growing faster and faster and faster. And so we've learned some really cool things over time. And I'm hoping that tonight, real quickly, we're going to have an opportunity to share with you some of the things that people are doing all around the country to take advantage of this virtual world that we're in. So let's see. I want to introduce, we have a couple people that I'm going to be talking to about sales incentives, Patricia Peterski, as well as Reese Lesko, and what they have done in the way of sales. We're going to talk about getting bookings from Mihan and Lashandra. And then we're also going to have Terri sharing with us about sponsoring, and she'll be speaking again with Patricia and also with Alicia Connor a little bit about some of the things that they accomplished in the month of May, because we're already in June. Who believes it? So what I think I'm supposed to do is show you our sales incentives and things like that. So let me go ahead and share my screen as we get to, hold on, jump for joy in June. I didn't say that right. So let me share my screen and show you some of these things in case you're just cluing into what's available to us right now. So here in June, we have new sales incentives. For the $1,000 level, we have a Swarovski drawstring bag. We had this a couple of years ago, probably 3 years ago. It's covered in Swarovski crystals all over it. It's white and it's double lined. It has pockets on the side. It's absolutely fantastic. I love it for carrying things around when I'm at theme parks and all the fun places. And when I travel, I love to have it with me. So for just $1,000 in sales, you're going to get that drawstring bag. This is amazing. Then with $2,000 in sales, you're going to earn $600 in commission and get a pair of sunglasses from Swarovski. We've never done aviators before, so I was really excited about that because I love these. And then, ladies, hello. How many of you want to have the crystallized Adidas sneakers? Think about how cute you're going to look, how swishy you're going to look when it's July and you're off on some fun little event and you've got your cute little Swarovski drawstring bag and your Swarovski sunglasses and your cute little Swarovski Adidas sneakers and a big fat paycheck in your wallet from all of that hard work, and you're gonna love it. So what I want you to do is post on chat while we're talking which level you intend to hit for the month of June, because we want to know. We want to hear everybody's goals because that's really important. So we're going to talk for just a moment about mindset. Right now, with you intentionally saying, I intend to get the bag, or I intend to get the bag and sunglasses, or I intend to get the bag, sunglasses, and sneakers, that sets a path in your brain. It literally does. And you have to be very aware of the words that you say, because when you say positive words, positive things are going to happen. You're going to go in that direction. If you say negative words, oh, I can't do it, that's for other people, I could never do anything like that, then it becomes true, because what your brain believes, unfortunately, becomes true. So you've got to say things that are true. You've got to stop listening to yourself and start talking to yourself. I intend to sell $4,000, or I intend to sell $2,000, whatever your goal is, okay? But we want you to start telling yourself every single day. A part of mindset is reminding yourself every day of what's true. And if what's true for you is, I know I can sell that $4,000 level, you're going to want to write it on a note card to put on your vanity every morning to look at as you're getting dressed. You're going to want to put it next to on your nightstand. You're going to want to put it on your phone, on your screensaver. Put those sneakers on your screensaver. Print out a copy of that flyer. Cut up those sneakers. Put copies of them all over your house so that you know what you're going for. Say, I'm going for $4,000 in sales. you decide what your goal is, but you've got to remind your brain every single day that that is your goal. Otherwise, just like anything in life, a diet, just determined to exercise, I'm going to walk the dog every day, and there it went. I mean, it's just normal. We're just human beings. We have a lot of messages that come at us, and not all of it is positive. The negative weighs us down. We forget what we wanted. I don't want you to forget what you wanted. I want you to make sure that you've got those reminders all over your house, all over your car, all over your phone, whatever you look at all day, of what your goal is, because you deserve that. So what I want to do is talk to, real quickly, we're going to introduce two people. First is Patricia Petersky. Patricia, can you unmute real fast? All right, this girl, she sold over $7,700 in May. Patricia, where are you, honey?
Over here.
Okay. What was your second highest month in sales ever?
It was last August after Glam Jam, and it was something over 4,000. I don't remember.
And what's your normal monthly sales?
About 1,000.
About 1,000?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you also sponsored 3 new team members in May as well. How many team members had you sponsored prior to May?
1.
And how long have you been with the company?
January was a year, so just a little over a year.
Okay, so a little over a year. So this was kind of a banner month for you, wouldn't you say?
It's just a little bit.
Yeah, okay. So I want you to tell me one big thing that changed first.
I feel like it was a few little but critical things that changed for me.
Sure.
But I think that I kind of took advantage of the fact that, like, with teleworking, not having that commute, so having a little more time, because when I commute, if I'm going all the way out to Sterling, I mean, it could be like 2 hours one way. And so then I'm home and I'm cranky and I just don't feel like doing anything. Mm-hmm. And the least thing someone needs me to call them, and it's just not going to go well. And so taking advantage of that teleworking and having the time, and I think I just kind of told myself, like, especially with all the amazing training that was being offered, I just told myself, I'm going to make time for all the training. I'm going to listen. I'm going to take my millions of notes, which I have in my binder that I've organized. I'm going to organize myself, and I'm just going to do it. And I'm going to see what I can do. And mm-hmm. So I had actually, like, from a call, somewhere I got the idea of doing like party swaps with ladies. Mm-hmm. And so I ended up booking a party for the end of April, a while back. And I did her party in March, right before COVID. And so then when I did her party, that kind of was where everything started rolling, because I took all the training and I ran with it. And I kind of used every single party as my next guinea pig. And I went to every single meeting, and I took all the bits and pieces from all the meetings, and I made my whole process better every single day.
So you incorporated, so you created a new strategy by listening to all of the ideas and incorporating the ones that made the most sense to you. And they started to create results because you were paying attention, right?
Yeah. And then seeing those results made me more confident, because like I was thinking about what changed with like sponsoring and all that kind of stuff. I feel like when I just told myself, like, just throw yourself out there and do it. And what's the worst that can happen? Nothing. It's better, to try and fail than not to try, then you really fail.
Yeah. So just with 7,700 parties, how many, $7, not parties. How many parties was that?
Well, I total had 9 parties, but 3 of those were flops.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Good to know that the princess had a couple flops. Okay, good. So then, of the other 6 parties, what was your largest and what was your smallest?
My largest was 1,800, and my smallest, I'd have to look, because I think I worked really, really, really hard to make sure that each host at least got to the 1,000.
Wow.
And I feel like I had a party that was really, really small. It was at 350 for a really long time. And all my parties were only a week, but it was like going nowhere. And I
Okay.
really kind of like pushed and like kept posting and offering assistance and blah, blah, blah. And then at one point it was at like 775. And I kind of went over it with that host again. I was like, hey, just so you know, like if we can get you to 1,000, you're going to be like covered in jewelry. Like this is my goal for you. Cause I'm bad. I don't ask for wish lists because a lot of times ladies will tell me, well, I want to see how I'm going to do. So I kind of try to get them to that 1,000. And then I show them like, look, like what can happen if you keep going past that 1,000.
So you're engaging the hostess in that.
Constantly.
Okay.
Constantly. Throughout the whole party. I'm like, and
Yeah.
when I have an amazing hostess, like Amy was one of my hostesses last month. She was a rock star. And so it's hostesses like her that made me successful, because then I can see their excitement. And, you know, if we work together, it's a huge partnership. If you don't have that good partnership with your hostess, you know.
Yeah, that really does change everything, doesn't it? Their involvement. You know, I think what we're going to do is do a much longer interview with you, because I think there are some really important nuts and bolts that you're going to be able to share with people. But I'm interested. There was one last question I wanted to ask you, because we've got to move on. There was something that you said that you were doing specifically from your parties to make sure you were getting orders in. What was that one thing that you were doing after your live parties?
I was following up like crazy.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And you were getting their phone numbers during the party?
So at the Zoom party, one of the big things is I give everyone my cell phone number. I ask them to text me right away. And then later, I always wait till later, because, you know, sometimes you have ladies that hop on late, and then when they hop on, I ask them to text me. And then kind of, because I'm all about that hostess being engaged with me, is that then I'll go to the hostess and say, hey, you know, I have, let's say 8 cell phone numbers, pick a number 1 through 8. So then it's like, okay, the host picked the winner. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like that constant, like the host is involved with the whole process.
Okay.
Instead of me picking, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. That's wonderful. Well, Patricia, congratulations. Hold tight, because I think Terri might be asking a couple questions about the sponsoring end of things too, once we get to that topic. So yay, way to go, girl. Love it. So happy. Okay, I'm going to shift gears and introduce you to Reese Lesko. Reese is a real estate attorney. She lives in near Annapolis. And Reese just started on May 1st. And in the month of May, she sold $4,551. So Reese, let me unmute you. I want to ask you, hello. Okay, you got to understand, Reese is so understated. I don't even know how to describe this, but I can't even unmute you. Can you unmute yourself?
There we go.
There we go. Okay, great. Thank you. All right. So Reese, when you came in, you told me that your goal was to try to offset your law school loans and all that other stuff, because you're raising kids and you're married, you got the house and all that. So did you think you could do all of that in a month?
I don't know. I don't know what sort of expectations I had for myself, and just to give it a try and see.
And then what happened? Something happened in there.
You know, I think it's because of, you know, in my day job, I sort of in some way a high-powered role. I've always been like a boss, but I've always done it differently than most other people do it. And I've always had like a sales type, sort of education type job in my legal career. And I've always done things through education and through kind of just different. And people tend to want to learn and want to kind of be involved that way. And so I think just kind of showing the jewelry and giving people ideas of like, this is what you can do for work, this is what people start to resonate, because it's on a more real approach than like, buy this, you know.
Because you're teaching them something and adding value. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. And also like more like, you know, we all have like my one friend, Lisa, you know, who was on the party, who bought like 2 ice bracelets. She was like, she even posted after the party, she's like, I can sit here and do this all day while I hate my job. You know, and that was kind of a good lesson for me. And so now I always say, like, you know, you deserve to have something pretty while you're sitting there earning your money. You know, you deserve to have people come up to you at work and be like, "Woo, what are you wearing?" You know, something to make you stand out from everybody else. And I think people realize that.
What do you think got your parties to? I've been watching you online, you know, because you're on each of your Facebook parties, and you really haven't done much in the way of Zooms, have you?
I've done all well, that was a big trial and error at first. I did our launch party was a Zoom, and then I did, for my launch party, I did an event on Facebook, and then I ended up doing another event and a group, and I realized that groups work a lot better than an event. Like, I think somehow Facebook reminds you differently on a group. Plus, I feel like for some reason, people on a group are just kind of like, oh yeah, I'll join. Where an event, they're like, oh, I don't know if I can go, so they don't ever respond, and then it like goes away.
Good point.
So I feel like a group, and I've just done a live, and I've tried to do some like funny memes and things that make it really lighthearted. I look online and steal memes from things.
Oh, sure.
And I thank everybody personally for their order, but I do it publicly.
Yes.
And so I think sometimes people are like, oh, look at all these people ordering. I need to get my order in, or, you know, and I compliment people. Sometimes I haven't even looked to see what they've bought. And I'm like, oh my God, amazing choices, you know? And people are like, oh my God. And I don't show the pieces. And then people are like, oh my God, what are they picking? Like, what are they getting that I'm not getting, you know?
That's funny. I started doing something similar because I saw you doing the thanking, and I started posting the pictures of what they were buying. And then the people were starting to, you know, gravitate toward those items. So it's kind of funny. Yeah, that's really neat. And so congratulations on your income for the month of May. Do you have some plans for June?
Yeah, I mean, I hope it continues. I know I have a lot to do better at, you know, trying trial by error, like trying to I got good bookings off my launch party. But so far I haven't, you know, been great at like pulling bookings off of other people's parties. I do have 1 or 2 people interested from the last party I just closed yesterday. So I'm going to try and reach out to them. Otherwise, I'm just trying to think of other people that I know that are interested to see if they'll kind of jump in. And I think the girl I did close a party last night, when she was spending her money, you know, she was like, you were right. I didn't have to do anything, you know, because I always say, like, I do it all. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is invite people and show up. And so when she was spending, I think she had like $376 to spend. She was like, I don't even understand this. I didn't even do anything. Like, so I thought that was kind of a fun thing that she said yesterday.
I love it.
And I was like, yeah, go put that out on my page. Like, I got to spend $400 and I didn't do anything.
That's amazing. Reese, I'm so excited for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Really, really great. Awesome. Okay, let's shift gears real fast, and we'll talk about some really cool ways that people are coming up with to book parties from parties. And so I want to introduce Mihan. And Mihan, why don't you share with us what you've come up with this month? I guess you had a really good party last week, and you ended up booking 4 parties from it. Did you do something?
Yeah, actually, I did. Yes, I had a Zoom party on Friday night. And I was kind of rushed to close it, actually. I don't usually do parties that late in the month, but, you know, that's just what happened. And I used the box game that everybody was talking about. There was training on it. There was a demo at the family call last week. And my mainstay game previous to this was the dice game. And I've done the box game. I've been doing jewelry sales for like 12 years. I've done the box game before at parties, but it never really worked for me that well. And so I always would go back to the dice game. And I would use different things with the dice game, but it was, you know, different boxes, different purses, whatever it was, but it was always a dice game. And so people were having luck with this box game. So I decided to, what do I have to lose, right? So, because I can't roll a dice for people on Zoom. So I'm just going to turn my camera around and show you what I did here. I had these coasters, like, God, I don't even know how long. They came in a pack of 8. They were like Dollar Tree or
Cute.
I don't know, Target. They're just coasters. And then that's what I used instead of the boxes. So my stuff is in the back here. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah, what they're going to get.
What they're going to get. So that's what I did. And I just did, if you watch I think the webinars are filmed, or I can show you right now if you want. But it was quick. I did it at the end of the presentation. And yeah, so I only had 5 guests on the call and the hostess. So, and 4 of them, actually only 3 of them got party, but 4 of them booked. The one that I gave a gift to, which was free shipping, ended up booking anyways.
Wow.
So I ended up getting 4, and 3 of them are in June. So I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know if people are like just really excited to do stuff or what's going on, but it worked.
Mihan, are your parties going to be in person or all virtual?
They're in person.
Wow.
So June 23rd, 25th, 28th.
Wow. That's wonderful. Oh my goodness.
Outside. 2 of them are outside. One of them is at a restaurant outside.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So it better not rain that last week of June is all I'm saying.
We're all praying for dry weather, right?
Right.
That's really great. Thanks, Mihan. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
I love it. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay, let me switch gears and introduce LaShondra. So LaShondra has a whole other way of booking parties from parties, and I am dying to see this. Tell us how successful has this been for you, girl?
Yeah, so it's been pretty successful. I have to start by saying that, I've been doing Zoom parties in April and May, and about by mid-May, I was worried because I didn't have any parties booked for June. So I was like, I got to have something else. And so I actually heard, I believe it may have been an idea from Renee Fleming that Terri actually shared with us, and it was the spin the wheel game. Mm-hmm. And I was really excited because when Terri talked about it, I was like, oh my gosh, I already have that app on my phone because I use it for giveaways and, to do the random drawing. Uh-huh. So I was like, why didn't I think of that before? Right. So literally I looked at the app, and the one that I have, it's called Spin the Wheel Random Picker. And I went in and created, my game is called Spin for Sparkle. And I'll just show it to you.
Oh, cute.
Spin for Sparkle. Yeah. And so what I did is, it's a really easy app. And I just kind of played around with it so that I could figure out how to make as many choices fit as possible. So mine actually I have all of my entries are just one word. So it's very clear, easy, quick for people to see it when I put it up. So I have 2 entries that say charm. And then of course the prizes are little Swarovski charms. I have 4 entries that say shipping for free shipping. I have 1 that says prize, and that is my grand prize. I never tell the ladies what it is. I just say it is a sparkly piece of jewelry. And then I have 8 entries that say party. So what I do is after the Q&A, the first time I did it, and I feel like it worked really well. After my Q&A, I was like, okay, ladies, we're finally going to get to the game that I've been promising for you. But before we do that, I'm hoping that my host will just share with you why she booked the party and why she brought us together tonight. And I didn't give my host a heads up. And thankfully, she was fine. She was like, oh, I love getting people together. And and it was really easy to do. And I was like, yes, that's exactly what I wanted you to say. And so that helped, and so then from that, I said, thank you, for sharing that. And again, thank you for bringing us all together. Okay, let's get into our good, fun game. So I then explain, I hold it up and I say, just like Wheel of Fortune, we're going to be playing Spin for some Sparkle. Okay. And I tell them what's on there. And I tell them again, there's charm, shipping, prize, and party. And then what I actually do, so at that point, I've explained the game, I say, this is how it works. I'm just going to spin. I'm going to call on you. I'll hold it up so that you can see I'm not cheating. It's not rigged. You're going to actually see it spin and go. All right. And so then I also will say to them, so let me back up. So the first time I did this, I gave the choice of, do you want to play, pass, or upgrade? And I'll tell you afterward that I'm not doing that anymore. Okay, so all right, so I've explained the game, and then I also say before I spin the wheel, I want to just make sure everyone knows that I hope you will honor whatever it is that you land on, just like I'm going to honor mailing you your prize or paying for your shipping, okay? And then I'll say, all right, I'm just going to take a look and see who's next to me. Betsey, you are right next to me on my screen. Are you ready to play? And
Sure.
I put it up and I say, are you ready to spin? All right, and you say, sure. All right, and I hit spin.
I got a party. Oh, I got tickets.
Yes, so you got a party. And I don't know if you could hear it or not, but I usually turn the volume all the way up. And the ladies are so excited about it. They're like, oh my God, it's on her phone. That's so cool, So I let it spin, and then everyone says congratulations. The first time I did it, I was really worried because the first person who landed on party, she said nothing through the whole party. So I was like, oh, here we go. She said not a word. But when it landed, she was like, oh, okay, sure, I'll do it. Why not? I was like, yes. And so from then on, I actually booked 3 parties. 3 people landed on party. I had 1 land on shipping, 1 on charm. And 1 person chose to pass, and that was perfectly fine. And then actually after the party, the person who got free shipping, she was like, I had when we were doing our follow-ups, she said, I had so much fun. I want to book a party too. I was like, great.
Wow.
So I feel like the energy really helped, in terms of feeding off of each other. And I also said at the end, after everybody was finished spinning, I did just say, and if you didn't land on party, but you're still interested, we can absolutely still book a party. I put it out there so that those people who didn't land on it might actually say that. Yeah.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Those are 2 things that I've not seen before. So that's great. Thank you both so much.
Yeah, sure.
There you go. All righty. So let's see. Lindsey, I'm going to hand it over to you next.
Better unmute myself, right? Before I start talking. First, I want to say thank you, everybody. I loved hearing from each and every one of you tonight. That was awesome. Just takes you right back to the place like, yep, that's exciting. I'm going to try this. The game, right? Games, book parties. People like to do it. It's fun. They win. Everybody likes to win prizes. And I just love that. But let's circle back around really quickly before we get on to our very next part about sponsoring. But I just want you to think right here again. You just heard what these awesome women shared with us of what they've accomplished this month, in the month of May. You shared your goals with us in the beginning. I want you to really think about those goals. Remember to write it down. Don't just think, oh yeah, Betsey said to put it on the front of the computer screen or put it on my phone screensaver. Do that. Put your goal in front of you so you see it and visualize it. Next up, I want you to stay tuned for all of us on our team pages to post a pin post about a challenge and just different ways that you can enter in. And I want all of us to work together and just really be accountable in that post to each other and say, okay, Lindsey, you said you wanted 5 parties or whatever it was this month. How come I only see you with 3, Lindsey? And, but of course, in a really positive way. No, I'm just teasing. Really, let's all keep each other accountable together and say, okay, let's cheer each other on. Oh my gosh, how did you get those 2 parties? What'd you do? And let's just, feed off of each other and use that and just work together as a team. And I really do believe that this momentum and just seeing what the Star Wars organization, including all of us, did in the month of May is really so incredible to think that in a fully virtual world that we beat what we did in a regular world, right? A pre-corona world.
Good.
I'm just so excited about it. And so I just know that we're really going places and we have so much to offer. So I just want to say, let's do this together. Put your goal in front of you and let's stay accountable to each other and cheer each other on. Okay? And Terri, take it away.
All right, thank you, Lindsey. You forgot to take Coco's leash off. She's running in with her little ponytail. Did you guys see her? She looks so cute. She's so cute. She left, but she was really cute. I was distracted for a second. All right, so I just want to get on here and be super honest with you guys for a second. When March came around and all this started, I thought, oh my gosh, I am not going to sponsor. I am not going to do this, not in this virtual world. I don't want to do this business in this virtual world. And I was really hesitant, and so I didn't. And I regret that. I feel like that was such a huge mistake because now, once I kind of got my feet wet and I thought, oh my gosh, we can really be not only successful in a virtual world, but it's so much fun, and we're meeting. I've met so many more people doing this business virtually. And so I really loved it. And I want to encourage you guys this month to really think about sponsoring and think about offering this business to women, because now more than ever, women really need this business, whether it's for finances or whether it's for self-confidence or social connections, whatever it is. Now is such a great time to sponsor. They've kept our kit. So we have an amazing kit. We've been asking them for a while now to give us some more color in the kit. And I love the blues that they chose. And they kept the $250 sponsoring. So for a new consultant who starts in the month of June, who sells 500, she gets an additional $250 in jewelry. So I'm so glad that they kept those. And I just wanted to share where I was and where I am now. And so if you feel stuck in sponsoring and you didn't want to sponsor before, it's okay to come out of it at any point. Now it's a great time to come out of it because it's such a great time to be sponsoring. I'm more excited about this than ever because we're seeing women do this. And, you know, it's been fun across the country to be able to share this. So I would like just to ask a few questions to Patricia. If I could ask you some questions. You had such a great month. Congratulations. And Alicia, did she get on?
Mhm.
I'm on. I am.
Awesome. Okay. So if I could just ask you guys, they both had great sponsoring months last month. Patricia sponsored 3 and Alicia sponsored 2. So congratulations, you guys. You know, and Patricia, I'm going to start with you and just ask you, what was your mindset before you sponsored and what changed?
I think I've always wanted to sponsor, but I think my way of going about it was wrong. I think I was awkward with it, and I would kind of, you know, be like, hey, you want to join my team? And like be like desperate and then I would like laugh because I was so uncomfortable and I didn't know what to do and I wanted to run out the room. And so just going into it more confident, and I think Betsey did a call one night to like help us with sponsoring. And one of the things that stuck in my mind is don't be desperate, right? It's gotta be like, you don't need this. And so if you put your mindset in that way, then you won't sound desperate, because I think that's what made me nervous, because I felt the desperation coming out as I said it, and then it made me just clamp up. And so just kind of throwing it out there, I'm like, join or don't join, you know, I'll be fine. It was like
really good, yeah,
huge change.
Confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia, what about you?
Hi guys. Well, I would have to say that I've always, a few years ago, I had it, someone at one point once told me that I'll always have to be sponsoring in this business, at least always shooting for 2 sponsors a month. And that's always stuck with me, because people come and go. And that's just the way that this business rolls. So, you know, it wasn't, so I've gotten to the point where I realize people come and go, always sponsor. So what does that exactly mean? Listen, sponsoring is challenging. It's challenging, but it's very possible. It's very possible. And what changed, I sponsored 2 this month. Okay. Nothing about me changed this month, because honestly, the 2 that jumped on board this month with me had been watching my VIP page. One of them, and then the other one was a referral from an inactive consultant. So, you know, sponsoring, like Patricia said, you know, shouldn't be a forced conversation. It should be natural. You know, I focus on relationships and planting seeds with people. I never ask them for a favor. You know, I think really being consistent and showing up on Facebook, showing up on your VIP page, and just being natural with people and being, you know, truly interested in their lives is really, you know, the key in sponsoring.
That's great. And so actually you helped answer my next question too, is if there's anything specific you're doing outside of parties. And Alicia, you said just being natural and consistent and showing up. You know, that's so true. Patricia, what about you? Is there anything you're doing outside of parties to sponsor?
I think that that's the same thing. I feel like I'm failing in the party to do the sponsoring process. I'm still like constantly tweaking my party, so I don't think I'm successfully doing that in the party. But I am like, I just feel like once you vibe with someone, and I feel like when I'm vibing with them, because we're working together in the whole process, and so you kind of become, you know, like I kind of consider her a friend, whether we haven't known each other that long, but we just kind of vibe, and by building that relationship, you kind of get to know that person more, and then you're like, oh my gosh, this person would rock at this business. And so that's when I like throw it out there, when I'm feeling that excitement that they have for the jewelry. And like, if they have pieces already and they're posting in their group because they ordered, let's say, from their friend's party, and so now they have the stuff and they're showing off their stuff. And so when I see all that excitement, I'm like, well, why don't you just join me? Like, this is awesome. Like, have you ever considered it? And you know, and I kind of was throwing it out there with that whole like, join or don't join, but I think like, why not think about it, you know? And so when they say yeah, I'm like, hold on, did she just say that she's like, I have to like, my heart skips a beat, because I'm like, hold on, I didn't think she was going to take me serious. But I mean, when the jewelry speaks for itself, and I think that is a critical piece, is like they have the jewelry so they see it. And so, you know, the thought of like doing it, and they're like, you know what, why not? You know, and I'm like, what do you have to lose? And you get to work with me. So
I love it. It's so true. So if there's someone on here tonight that's like, you know what, I would like to sponsor, I feel stuck right now with sponsoring, what would you suggest? What's a tip that you would give? Alicia, can you go first and give us a tip, some advice?
Sure. Let's see here. So yeah, I, like you said, you know, during my parties, I try to plant seeds. So I might start at the beginning and say, you know, if you're looking for something fun to do on the side or a way to earn some extra money, watch what I do tonight. And maybe you would like to do what I do, you know? So kind of saying that up front in my Zoom parties or live parties, to just kind of plant the seed and let them start thinking about it.
That's a great idea. And anything outside of parties?
Yes.
Yeah.
So outside of parties, and this is probably where I'm most active in planting seeds, I guess you could say. Respond to people on Facebook. Once a month, I go through my Facebook friends and send them a private message asking them if they would be open to talking about, or if they would be open to taking a look at the business opportunity. And I keep track of everyone that I've asked, and I follow up with them like it's my day job. And I don't give up. I'm really not great at sponsoring. I don't consider myself great, but I keep trying and I won't give up. You'll always need new sponsors, like I said. So, you know, get a system in place, and have sponsoring be part of your business. You know, don't think of it as an accessory or something you would like to do. Get a system in place and start reaching out to people. It starts with a simple question. Would you be open to taking a look at the business opportunity?
I love that. Yeah, that's huge. I love the consistency and a system and just it's just part of the business, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Patricia, what about you?
I think we had, I'm totally blanking on her name. I think, is it Lori or no, Lynn Conway. When she did that whole cookie thing where she's saying like, you can't offer a piece of gum because not everyone chews gum, but who doesn't love chocolate chip cookie? And so honestly, you know, as you're creating these relationships with ladies, you know, just throwing that cookie out there, like, you know, if you don't ask, the answer is no. So why not ask? And especially if you're creating this relationship and you see the potential in this individual, like why not for sure offer the cookie? And I think that I kind of look for that potential, because it's, especially if I have a hostess is not like really working the party, I don't see them to have the drive in their own business. So I'll mention it, but not as much as someone that I see is like driven and working the party as much as I am. And I just kind of offer the cookie.
Just offer it.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies, thank you so much. I heard both of you say over and over, it's about the relationship. And I think that's so huge. So relationship and consistency, and we're all growing and learning. So congratulations to both of you guys. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. All right, I think I'm passing it back to Lindsey. Right, Lindsey?
Maybe not. I don't know where she is. All right, I'll wrap it up. Thank you again to all of our presenters and interviewees. Thanks for letting us put the spotlight on each one of you. It's not an easy thing. I understand that, and so we're really grateful that you're willing to share some of the things that you were doing. Here's a suggestion: find a partner, a pacing partner, for just this month. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to marry her. Just find a pacing partner, somebody that you can pace alongside of. You don't have to have exactly the same goals, but just somebody in the business that you really like, and say, you know what, I want to have somebody I can be accountable to this month. Maybe there are 3 of you, maybe there are 4 of you. Get your own little glam squad going, and pull a few besties in, people, maybe some that you don't even know from around the country, and say, let's just be a glam squad for this next 4 weeks, and see what we can accomplish in the month of June, that we can learn from one another and hit our own goals. So I want to encourage you to do that just for this 1 month, because, you know, this is the month when we, in many places, are going to have the option to go virtual as well as live. So we're going to have another sort of transition going, but this is going to be a much nicer transition than the last one that we had. And we're going to be able to use the very best of all of our skills and abilities to make this June even better than last June. This May was almost 10% higher than last May. Can you believe it? Overall, in our organization, I cannot wait to see what happens in June, because you're on a roll in sponsoring. You've got some wonderful incentives, and you all have your goals. So mine says sneakers, sneakers, sneakers. And you're all going to create yours too, right? So we're going to have some really fun. We're going to be wearing our sneakers together at whatever the next trip is, right? So have a great night, everybody. Thanks again for participating. Thank you, especially to Terri and to Lindsey. I love you both. And appreciate all of you. Have a wonderful evening, and let us know how we can serve you, okay? Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.